One of the things that is most striking when you read through the different gospel accounts of the resurrection is that there are some intriguing differences between them. Some of the differences, of course, can be chalked up to the fact that all four of the Gospels were written anywhere from 30 to 60 years or more after the death of Jesus, so community memories of the exact sequence of events would certainly have crept into the different Gospel accounts. But besides these minor differences, there are a few really intriguing ones that cause us at a minimum to ponder where these differences arose. Hello. I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas, and this is your daily devotional for Tuesday, April 18th, 2023. Most of the differences between the gospel accounts of the resurrection concern who went to the tomb early on that first morning and other kinds of details. For example, all four gospels mention Mary Magdalene, but John mentions her alone, and the other gospels differ in who else might have been with her. Again, not a big deal, but interesting. But there is one detail in John's account of Jesus' initial encounter with Mary Magdalene that has us scratching our heads a little bit. Listen again to a portion of the passage we read yesterday. After Mary responds to the two angels in the tomb who have asked why she is weeping, we read, "When she had said this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, but she did not know that it was Jesus. Jesus said to her, 'Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you looking for?' Supposing him to be the gardener, she said to him, 'Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away.' Jesus said to her, 'Mary.' She turned and said to him in Hebrew, 'Rabboni,' which means teacher. Jesus said to her, 'Do not hold on to me, because I have not yet ascended to the Father. But go to my brothers and say to them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God.' Mary Magdalene went and announced to the disciples, 'I have seen the Lord,' and she told them that he had said these things to her." Now, compare this to what seems like the same event in the Gospel of Matthew. Mary Magdalene and one of the other women named Mary had seen the empty tomb where an angel proclaims that Jesus has been raised and they must go tell the disciples. That's where we pick up Matthew's account. So they left the tomb quickly with fear and great joy and ran to tell his disciples. Suddenly Jesus met them and said, "Greetings." And they came to him, took a hold of his feet, and worshipped him. Then Jesus said to them, "Do not be afraid. Go and tell my brothers to go to Galilee. There they will see me." Did you catch the difference? I'm not thinking about the difference in the number of women who see Jesus, but what they do and what he says, or in this case, doesn't say. In Matthew, the women fall at his feet and take hold of his feet. It's a physical touch that Matthew portrays, and Jesus doesn't shoo them away. But in John, Mary turns to Jesus, and we can surmise that she might have tried to touch him or even hold him, but Jesus admonishes her not to hold on to him because, as he says, "I have not yet ascended to the Father." To add to the mystery of this scene, Jesus later invites our friend Doubting Thomas to touch the holes in his hands and feet where the nails had fastened him to the cross, and to place his hands in his side where the soldier had pierced him with a spear. So what do we make of this? Well, a number of possible explanations present themselves, from John Calvin's condescending remark that Mary must have been overly excited and threw herself on him, to those who see it as a sign that the resurrected Jesus may not have been fully physically present, to others who simply throw up their hands in exasperation. Me? I'm somewhat at a loss to explain what's going on here, but consistent with my temperament, which enables me to leave some things unexplained, I'm content here to simply regard this as a mystery, not to be dissected, but to be pondered. For I think our modern tendency to want to explain all things from a purely rational perspective occasionally gets in the way of our understanding. Not that I'm encouraging irrationality, but rather knowledge that transcends the rational. What I feel safe in saying here is that there is a sacred, almost sacramental moment going on here with Mary and Jesus that points beyond the details of the encounter. Somehow, Jesus is pointing us beyond this world in a way that mere words cannot fully grasp. When I say it's a mystery, I'm not simply throwing my hands up. I'm pointing to a reality beyond what the human mind and human language can grasp. After all, that's exactly what Jesus is saying to Mary. Do not hold on to me, for you cannot possibly grasp all that I am. Tomorrow, later that same day. Until then, may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day and in all the days ahead.